Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa, men have named you. You're so like the lady with a mystic smile. Is it only 'cause you're lonely they have blamed you for that?
Welcome to the Thought Brothers. I'm Gary Johnson, aka Mr. Producer, and we got a special guest today. This is where we're going to do our show where we dive into conversations that challenge, inspire, and shine a light on creativity and culture. And so today we invited Michele Foster-Lucas to join us. And she was born in Philadelphia, now based in Southern New Jersey. And so Michele discovered her artistic calling, I think, in the early 90s. You correct me if I'm wrong, if my research is wrong. You developed a unique style. I've looked at your paintings over the years and your artwork, not necessarily paintings, your artwork over the years. And I see spiritual blends, cultural storytelling, I guess what they call vibrant imaginary, just work. And so I'll let you talk about it. But I know, because I know Mr. Lucas talks about showcases and going to shows and galleries across the country. So you must be doing something right. So welcome to the show. And I think most recently your work, you had a solo exhibition. Is it the Noise Art Gallery in Noise Arts Garage of Stockton University? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Michele, your artwork has a deeper message. So welcome to the show, Michele Foster-Lucas. How are you today?
I'm blessed, thank you.
Okay, well, I'm going to turn it over to the fellas. And because Mr. Spivey and CJ have been out. And so I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Spivey. How you sniffling? You good? You want to kick us off?
I'm sniffling. No doubt about it.
You want to kick us off or what? How you want to do it?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and kick us off. I mean, Michele Foster-Lucas, you are a very interesting lady. I did some research and one of the things I had to really try to bone up on was what was a folk artist. And what I came up with is somebody who creates art rooted in tradition, culture, and heritage, often community passed down through generations. And so I guess the way I like to start off is I like to ask you, what was your inspiration? I know you grew up on a farm and I think through my research, your father was a minister. And so
Yeah.
I was wondering, was he your inspiration or what was your inspiration to start painting at an early age?
I initially had 8 sisters, so 9 girls and 2 boys, and they would give me the dolls and I would draw the faces on the dolls. So that was like my first recollection of having and doing any art. And then started out when I was painting, I did a lot of the children. I don't have any children like from my womb children, but I used to do children with charcoal pastel. And then I just kind of went everywhere with my art because unlike a lot of artists, I'm not like if some do portraits, then they do portraits. And if they do apples, they do apples. But because I personally buy art and love art, I just do whatever that, I pray over it and see what the Lord does. And so, yeah, I had a series about down home series, and that had a lot to do with my family, you know, how we were together, my father, like you were saying, my father, my mom. So I had a really nice upbringing. So it was very instrumental in what came forth out of me.
Okay. And one of the questions I did want to ask you about was, what do you prefer working with? Pastels or oils? What is your favorite?
Yeah, my favorite is pastels. I love pastels. But in Lawrence, like Michele, there's a path in the house. There's chalk from here to there. So I was like, okay, I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it. But it's very dangerous too, because there's, the chalk is always going up in my nose and stuff like that. And the pigments are very, the good chalk, the pigments are on your hand is toxic. So I didn't know that at the time I was doing it, but I just love the feel of it. I'm scared of oils. I use them, but I don't like them because they take too long to dry, and I work fast. So yeah, pastel is my favorite.
Well, I got one last question. I think one of your favorite pieces that I came across was Giggles. Uh,
Um,
Giggles. What was your inspiration on that?
well, what I tried to portray in that piece, number one, the reason why I like it, like after I drew it, is because when people see it, they don't notice till way later that she's blue. They
Hmm.
don't they don't realize till way later after they get it in their home or something, and some their neighbor or something's like, "Oh, did you know she was blue?" It's like, "No, I never noticed she was blue." But the reason why I like her because if you look at most of my artwork, I try to do happy, and she's like the essence of a young lady that's really giggling, like it's not a fake laugh, it's just joy laugh to me. That's why I like that piece.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll let CJ pick it up since he's the one that was gone. So he's number two.
Okay.
Sure.
Hey, TJ.
Hi. I'm going to start with, I guess, a question about the process in general. How does inspiration strike you in terms of creating a new piece? Does it just come out of nowhere, or do you try to like schedule, a certain amount of pieces to finish per week, or, have like a push yourself to do a certain amount, or does the motivation come the other way, the inspiration?
I'm usually inspired, and I don't know if this is normal or not. I haven't done any survey on it, but I have like about 20 pieces at the same time going that I'm working on. And if I'm working on it, it doesn't do what I wanted to do, I leave it alone, come back. And a lot of my work is wet, dry, wet, dry. If I see something I'm inspired by, I may go in my studio, and if I try to draw it, it doesn't come out like in my brain the way I want to, I'll just leave it alone. And because it'll frustrate me, so I'll just leave it alone, maybe come back in a month, a year, a day, or something. I'll come back later and then work on something else. So that's why I have so many pieces going, because a lot of times, and I think this is common amongst artists, that we have a picture in our head and doesn't, when we're drawing, it doesn't come out the way we want it to. So yeah, usually I'll just be inspired by, and people inspire me mostly people. I mean, I like sunsets and all that, but mostly people inspire me when I'm drawing. Yeah,
Nice. Like I said, it's very always interesting to hear the creative process of, how the actual creative sparks get churned, and how, you know, what comes first. Some people have an idea and they fill in that idea, or as you said, sometimes inspiration will just strike. So it's very
right,
interesting to, pick your brain about the process about, and I definitely understand that from a perspective of it's the same way as a musician. You'll have a
right,
bunch of unfinished songs kind of sitting around, and then you might come
right.
back to it or might need a different piece. So I definitely understand that. I do have one question that for my personal tip, do you do album art? Because you've got some incredible pieces that would look real good
Not
for.
particularly. I mean, I'm willing, but I don't. That's not what I do. Like I've had quite a few people ask me about books, but because I don't know all the ins and outs of the legal stuff about it, I usually stay away from that because just I don't, because I've had a couple of situations where the people wanted it and they took the image and then I never heard from them again. And so I was like, well, okay, just no. I don't want to, I don't like a bunch of mess. Like I don't have time for that. So it's not that I don't per se don't do it. The images are there. If somebody wants to use them, I'm not against it. It's just I've had some situations where not so nice.
And my last question will be, since we're kind of talking about people taking art, how do you feel about the rise of AI art and the effect of artificial intelligence on the art space in general?
Okay, when you said that, my first instinct was to say I hate AI, right? But I'm matter of fact, somebody sent me some art today that they had purchased, and I don't know if it was necessarily AI, but they were doing what they call painting over, I guess, AI images through a painting over it, and then making a painting and selling it. I mean, I understand art progresses, but I don't, for me right now, I'm working on 80. That's not where my head is. I probably have to come up to it and let it, marinate my brain a little bit, because art is art is art, right? But for now, I almost feel like it's cheating. But even though I know it's a form of art, and my brain is just like, it's like a form of cheating, almost like tracing or something like that. Anyhow, but I don't right now like AI, because I think it's kind of deceiving. And that's kind of issue with me as a Christian woman. So I'm probably gonna have to marinate on it a while before I get it, before I get it. Yeah.
All right, that's what I had. I'll move on to
Okay.
Mr. Carlos.
You know what, Carlos? Before you jump in, Carlos, I want to show a couple of pieces, and then have Michele talk about some of the work. Tea time.
That piece is my baby sister Gail says, "Oh, Michele, I want you to do a piece for me." And she brings me these colors over, which I'm not used to working in, a peachy, that color, right? She's like, "No, I wanted this color to match." Women got to match their couch with their art, right? And all that stuff. "No, I gotta have this and none of this." So, okay, I must have did like 3 pieces before she's like, "Oh yeah, that's it. That's it." So that's what that's about. And of course, I'm always about, Black women being elegant and having their tea time too. And so that's more like what it was, like high-end Black women, having their tea time.
Okay. How about this one? Let me see.
Oh, you don't want me to talk about that, do you? That's
Uh,
gonna take a minute. Okay,
okay.
quick minute.
Okay.
This is called Listen. You probably can't see it on there, but on one ear it says listen, one ear it says received, and in the middle it says truth, right? It means speak the truth, right? This happened during COVID. And this is my most emotional piece, my most political piece, because you can't see it. It's newspapers. At the time, 2019 and then 2020, and came in. I had just lost my mom and my older sister, and then COVID rolled in. So I was very emotional, right? And they shut everything down, and I was in my art room trying to work. And this piece, trying to get this story quick, and I had did the silhouette of the piece, and maybe 5-6 years ago, I put it out in my outside studio. And so Lawrence had said to me right before COVID, he's like, "You should bring that piece in, Michele." I was like, "Yeah, okay, it's just sitting out there." Okay, then I got really sick, right? And then I said, I almost thought I was going to die. So I said, when I got well again, I says, "Well, I might as well do something with it," because I was scared to do anything with it, because I liked the silhouette of it, because I was trying to put a patina on it. And I didn't know how to put a patina on it, because I just didn't have that knowledge. So, okay, I brought it in. I said, "Well, if I'd have died, I would have never did anything to it. So I might as well do something with it." And then I lost my mom and my sister, and COVID came in. And there was this old newspaper that was in my art room. I think it was 1989, from Washington, D.C. Anyway, I start ripping it up and just putting the pieces on it. So 50% of it is on purpose, and like 50% is just random pieces. And so if you see it up close, it's like a message in there. And so to me, what it was saying, what the purpose of the thing is, because everybody was lying about everything during that time, if you remember. And I said, somebody needs to listen, and somebody needs to receive it. And right there on the lips, it says, and somebody needs to tell the truth. And if you notice the face, she's not mad or angry. She's just sort of contemplating. And so that's a quick story about that.
Okay. One more.
The Man. That's called The Man. That is reminiscent of my dad. He always wore a hat, and he wore a bow tie. He wore a tie and a bow tie, but he was a gentle soul, big man, 6'3", very quiet. And I just adored him. And he always wore a hat. So he was the man to me. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Carlos.
Well, Mrs. Lucas, welcome. I think the guys asked most of the questions I was going to ask, but I will come in with this one. Okay. What do you want people to feel when they see your art?
happy,
Okay.
and love of the Lord. I put scripture in my artwork. I hide it all in there so it can be in their house for years and they come by and see it. So really, I just want people to feel happy. And a lot of times, sometimes if I go out to an art show or something, even if I don't sell anything, I'll see people come in my booth and smile. And so to me, that's the fruit right there. So if it makes somebody happy. And if you notice, if you, I guess all you guys have looked at my work, I don't do a lot of political work or of movie stars or, political people or trying to like make us, well, I'm trying to make a statement, but not a statement like, let's see, I can't think of the word, but I'm just not, I guess, political radical is maybe the word I'm looking for. So yeah, just try to do happy.
Fantastic. I do have one. I wanted to say out of the pieces that I saw, there was one called, let's see, Mrs. Buttons. I thought it was very elegant. I think all of us on here have daughters. So I thought it was a very elegant piece. The colors, just the flowers and the hat. It was a very, very nice, elegant piece to represent, I think, and as a woman of color, so African American women. So I was going to say, just give you a shout out to you for Mrs. Buttons.
Thank you. Thank you. That's relatively new.
It
Yeah.
is okay.
Michele, where can people find your work? I know you're on social media, or how do you want people to find you? Or do you want people to find you?
You definitely find me.
All
I'm
right.
on Instagram is Michele Foster-Lucas, Michele Foster-Lucas, 1L. And you can find me there. I'm on Facebook also under Michele Foster-Lucas. And and also, I don't know if did you get the pictures of the bronze?
The bronze.
Yeah.
Oh, I may have. If so, what we'll do, we'll show them. I'll show them in. I'll put them in at the end of the show.
Okay. Okay. That was another little side thing that I did, which I have intentions, God spare my life, to do some more. And I like that process too.
It
So
was called the
yeah,
bronze.
it's called Girlfriend.
Oh, girlfriends.
It's called
Okay, I'll make
Girlfriend, but
sure.
it's of a pastel piece I did that I named after sculpture. Yeah. So anyway, you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram, Michele Foster-Lucas, 1L. And my website is down, so that's it. Or you can call me,
Okay.
email me at prayap@AOL.com. You can email me either
Okay.
or either. So
All right,
that's it.
fellas. Any final questions before we let Michele go?
No,
You're on
I was
mute.
going to say,
You're
I
on
think
mute,
she
Mr.
answered everything.
Spivey. Mr. Spivey's on mute.
One thing I came across in doing the research was you did some stuff with abstracts. And why is it when artists do abstracts, people get intimidated looking straight on, and most of the artists try to do side shots of paintings?
I'm not clear. What is your question?
I read something about a lot of artists don't like to do face shots with people looking straight on with abstracts or something because people feel intimidated.
When I first started out, I used to do I was known early on as the woman who did eyes, right? And
Yeah.
I would do straight on eyes. See how
Okay.
the man is, but you see the other two, these are later works. The man is the early work, the ladies are in a different work, later time.
Mm.
And I noticed people would, like you say, be intimidated by the straight on look. But for me, I'm about looking somebody in their eye, right? If you're talking
Yeah.
to us, I believe that's good, right? But a lot of people, I guess, because of their own heart, what's inside of them, they don't like that. So I used to hear whispers about, oh, those eyes, why are they looking? They follow me around the room. I bought this piece, I had to take it down. Blah, blah. So to me, that was just something in them that, so I think that's the reason why. So what I did was, as you can see, the other two there, I turned the eyes away because actually I was in my booth one time and a young child came in And it really actually got frightening. It ran out and clung to his mother. And she's like, boy, he's like, oh, he's pointing to the little boy with the big eyes. And I was like, wow, like, what's
Yeah.
going on with that? So I guess it's if to answer your question, I guess it's something in the people that causes them to not like it. That's
Okay.
my take on it.
Okay.
Wow. All right. Well, Michele, thank you for being a guest on our show. That
you.
wasn't too painful, was it?
Oh, it's good. It's all good.
Yeah, see, I
I'm with
told
my
you.
peeps. You're right. You're
Yeah,
right. You're right.
I told you. Yeah, it'd be good.
You're
All right,
right.
everybody.
All right,
Michele
thanks, everyone.
Foster-Lucas. And you know where to find her. And I'm Gary Johnson for the Thought Brothers. And until next time, we are out of here. Hang on
Thank
for a
you,
minute,
gentlemen.
Michele.
Good night.
Good night.